Hello, my name is Deborah, and I come before you because I promised my cousin that I would help him with credit, and then some other people asked me would I give information, to them. It doesn't matter. Anybody can have the information. I learned how to fix my credit years ago. I've fixed my credit over and over again. I actually had a credit score one time of 749, but I had a judgment on me, but I couldn't get a house. But I was able to get anything else I wanted. So fixing your credit is not hard to do. It just takes some work. So anything that I have learned, and if I know information, any forms or anything like that, and you ask me in the comments section, I'll get that information to you. If I can get it, if I know where to find it, if I have it. I made my own settlement letters before when I did any settlements and things of that sort. I talked to creditors on my own. But I learned to have a paper trail, and that's the key, to have a paper trail. So any information that you use, I am not a credit guru. I am not a credit repair person. It's just things that I've learned. You use it at your own risk. But I would tell you things that I've done. And if I know something, I'll give you that information, and then, you can use it if you want. Okay, just to jump right in. So you want to fix your credit. I don't know what everybody's looking for. I do know what my cousin's looking for, and then a couple people had sent me a message what they were looking for. You have to first decide on what is your goal. Your goal is to fix your credit, or your goal is to get a car, your goal is to get a house, your goal is to get a very good credit score. Your credit, to me, is, my credit is my life. So, because it says who you are, what you can do, and it says what your name has done. So the first thing you have to do is write out your goal. What is it you want to do with your credit? Then whether you want to get a car or a house. Got your goal. The next thing you need to do is actually get a copy of your credit score. Get a copy of your credit. And if you have not gotten a copy of your credit in a year, each credit bureau, whether it's Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax, you get a free credit report annually. Now, there's a website called annualcreditreport.com. I wrote that down for you guys. Annualcreditreport.com. You can go up there and you can choose which one you want to get. From what I've learned over the years, you do not need to get all three at the same time. What you want to do, because if you want to kind of monitor your own credit, you want to get one, and then maybe 3 to 6 months later, about 3 months later, get the next one. And then 3 months from then, go back on that site and get the third one. So then it's like 3 months every quarter, you have gotten one credit report. And after a year, you've wound up with all three as you're working on your credit. And then you also can monitor it, that way, see if anything has happened on it or anything like that. But you have gotten 3 different ones within 3 different spans of the year. Then the following year, start all over again and get the first one that you started off with. Also, I use a credit monitoring company, one that's free. It's not a whole wealth of information that they give you. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. I like it. They update every 7 days on Thursday, and I use Credit Karma. There's several other credit monitoring agencies, but I don't have to pay this one. I'm very cheap. I don't want to pay it, so I'm not going to pay it. The fee, there's a monthly fee with a lot of them to do it. I know I'm with Prepaid Legal. Prepaid Legal does it. You have to pay for that. But they also monitor, and they monitor bigger than I can do. So you can research that if you like to. Okay, so once you got your credit report, once you got the copy of your credit report, what you need to do, you need to look it over for any, and I'm sorry, I wrote all this information that I got for you guys. You need to look it over for every negative or questionable aspect of an account. It can be numbers, it can be codes, it can be words. If you question whether you want it up there on your report, you need to mark it. So highlight it, write it down, whatever. But you need to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. So you want to look for, once again, you want to look for every negative or questionable aspect of an account. It can be numbers that's wrong, a wrong account number. It can be codes. It could be your name is wrong. It could be your middle name is wrong. Your middle initial is wrong. It could be words. If you question whether you want it on your credit report, mark it. From what I have researched and found out, it's not a good idea to just dispute everything on your credit. I know people have done that. They have just disputed everything. But nowadays, you can dispute stuff on your credit, and it actually can be yours. You can dispute it, and they can sue you. The creditor can send you a letter back suing you. Then you're really going to freak out. So I say, do not dispute stuff that's on your credit unless you really know it's something that you can dispute. Instead of disputing, you want to send a validation letter. And what I have found with the validation letters, the company has to prove the validity of that credit and say that it's your account. So in order to prove that, and if they don't prove that, and they have 30 days to do that, then it actually will come off of your credit, because you would send a letter to them, a validation letter to them, and then you would notify the credit bureau, all three of them, that you have sent it, if it's on all three. If you have, so I'm just going to read to you what I wrote down in reference to that. If you have an opportunity to validate a new collection, send a validation letter directly to the creditor or collection agency that received a recent collection notice offering validation, or that you know that the collection is actively being pursued, whether they're calling you by phone or sending you letters. You also want to send this as certified mail and with a receipt requested. There's a letter called the 609 letter. It's with the Federal Trade Commission. And so what I've learned to do was use the 609 letter to dispute any errors or any inaccuracies off of my credit report. After the debt validation letter process has been followed, you want to do the 609. So you would send a debt validation letter to them. And then after that, once you have found that they have errors up there, then you want the 609 letter to dispute it. So that's how you do that. There are a lot of copycats, or where people have made some validation letters and they type them up, and you just put in your information and things of that sort. What I actually just wrote my own out. But what I found and what I'm hearing, from research, people saying it's best to type them up. Well, mine's work handwritten. But since then, I have, I think I have it on my computer. I have one that I can actually type up. And I'm sorry, it's already typed up. I have one on my computer that's typed up that you kind of fill in the blanks in reference to that. I don't have any problem if somebody want to get that. I have to figure out how to send it to you, whether it's email or what have you. I can send you that. So I do have that. So that's where I would say to start it. First, get a copy, write your goals down. What you want to accomplish from your credit report, whether you're fixing it, whether you're buying a car, whether you're buying a house, or what have you. After you do that, then you need to get a copy. Go to annualcreditreport.com, get a copy of your credit report. Then you need to go through it, every account with a fine-tooth comb. And you want to look for any and every negative or questionable aspect on any accounts. If you question that it should be up there or not, then you need to mark that. Then you want to do a validation letter. And you submit that validation letter. What I was told or not told or researched and saw, everything that I was reading, people were saying, or companies were saying, when you send a validation letter, you need to send a copy of your Social Security card, a copy of your driver's license, and a copy of like a utility bill. And they were saying, and I'm wondering, dang, that's a whole lot of stuff to send. But they already have your Social Security number and things of that sort. They're saying send that to prove that this is you, this is how your name is spelled, especially like if they have your name spelled wrong. Things of that sort. Like right now, my credit is in the 700s. I only have one collection on me. Been up there for like 3 years. I didn't even bother with it. But I just, something just happened where I was, and it's a hospital bill. I was paying on a recent hospital bill, and I just got it. And they took that money and put it on an old account, which was the only collection account that I have on my credit. And I didn't know. And then when my insurance company paid for the bill, my bill wound up being just $30.50, something like that. I had already submitted $25. Then they sent me a bill for $30.50. And I called them and said, wait a minute, why do I have this bill? I already paid $25. They said, yeah, well, you shouldn't have paid anything because we were waiting to see what your credit, your insurance agent was going to do, your insurance was going to do when we had filed a claim. So they paid all of it except $30.50. So when you sent that money, we found an old account and put it on the old account. And I'm like, what old account? So they told me that $25 that I sent in paid off that account. So I said, well, send me a copy of that because I need that. If I have an old account that I don't know about, then I need to know what it is. They said, well, that paid it off. Come to find out, it didn't pay off an old account. They sent it to the collections that I had, that collection account that I had. That's where that $25 went to. So what happened was, they now started back sending me a letter asking me to pay this collection, and now they're making phone calls asking me to pay this collection. So now that is a new collection bill, so to speak, because they started contacting me. So now I could submit a validation letter to them, which I am getting ready to do. This just happened. I just got this hospital bill just recently. So this all just happened. And they actually just sent me the collection information in June of this year. And I just got another phone call from them yesterday. So what I'm going to do is send a debt validation letter. And the reason why I'm going to send that is because I see I dug and dug and dug. I see that they sent me a copy of the bill. The bill is from it says 2015 or 2014, something like that. So they sent me that. But what it has on there is not my correct name. My middle initial is wrong. So now they're going to have to prove that that's me. They're going to have to get the original copy from the creditor. And they have to actually prove that this is the amount in fact. So that means they're going to have to get copies of all of the monies that I've sent in and say, okay, this is what she's down to. So it's a little entail what they have to get and prove. If they don't do it in 30 days, then I submit information to the credit bureau that I sent this certified mail with return signature receipt. That's my proof to the credit agency that I sent this information. And then they're going to have to come off if they can't prove that, because they have the wrong name. One thing they're doing now, they started last year, a lot of stuff started dropping off of people's credits because a lot of these creditors and these third-party people that was buying these credit accounts, they was messing up by, it might be the middle name wrong, middle initial wrong, or the last name spelled wrong, or something was spelled wrong because they're trying to buy this information and they were not getting all the correct information. Because of that, that can cause things to come off your credit. So that's what I'm banking on now, doing that. And that's the only collection that I have. If you all have any questions, just leave them in the comments. You can inbox me and I can get information to you. I do have different forms and stuff already on my one of my laptops. I have some different forms or whatever from when I used to compile information. But any questions you have, if I have the answer, if I know where to get the answer from, and I can help you, I'll help you. No problems with that, and no worries. So if anybody's looking for that, like a validation letter and how you send the validation letter and then the information to the creditor and the credit bureau, just inbox me and let me know. If you have any questions, how you read your credit report, that information is already down there. When they send you that, whether you're going to do an email or whether you're going to have them send it to you in the mail, it will explain how to read your credit. It will explain what abbreviations are and different things of that sort. So with that being said, that's it. That's all I have for you today. I will upload another video. I'm going to figure out how to do this. I'm not a computer guru, so I've got to figure out how to upload this video. And then I'll do another one a week later. And what I'll probably do is just go ahead and do one on the validation letter. So I'll probably go ahead and just find it on my laptop, whatever laptop I have it on, and then pull that. And then if anybody wants the information, I can email it to them. That's it. This is Deborah saying my credit, I depend on it for my life. So that's it. I'm out. Thanks.